I meet people all the time who say, Jim, I've been praying for more money. I've been asking the universe to bless me. I've been pleading for opportunity. And I smile and say, that's good. But let me tell you something. The major key to your better future is you. Not the economy, not the company, not the government, not the weather, you. Because if you want things to change, you've got to change. If you want things to get better, you've got to get better. It isn't what happens that determines your life. It's what you do about what happens. See, don't pray for money, that's the wrong prayer. Pray for wisdom, pray for skill, pray for the discipline that makes money inevitable. Don't wish it were easier. Wish you were better. Don't wish for less problems. Wish for more skills. You can stand in the middle of the field and pray for a harvest all day. But unless you plant the seeds and till the soil, you'll be out there under a hot sun with nothing but dust. God gave you the soil, the seeds, the sunshine, and the seasons. That's his job. Your job is to plant and nurture. I learned long ago that income rarely exceeds personal development. If you want to make 10 times more money, you have to become 10 times more valuable. The marketplace doesn't respond to need, it responds to value. Need is personal, value is public. Everybody needs money, but not everybody deserves it yet. And that's the truth most people never face. They're waiting for the economy to improve instead of improving themselves. Let me give you a little secret. Life doesn't give you what you ask for. It gives you what you deserve. And deserve is built. You don't pray for abundance. You prepare for abundance. You don't hope for success. You plan for it. You don't beg for wealth. You build the habits that attract it. Success is not something you chase. It's something you attract by the person you become. Now, how do you become that person? You start with gratitude. Gratitude turns what you have into enough and enough into more. Every morning, before you grab the phone, grab your gratitude list. Be thankful for your health, your mind, your family, the air you breathe, the roof over your head. Don't curse what's missing, celebrate what's working. It's impossible to build a wealthy life from a complaining heart. Complaining is like leaking energy. It attracts more problems. But gratitude attracts more blessings. One day I realized that you can't get what you want until you appreciate what you have. It's a law of life. The soil must first be grateful for the seed. A grateful farmer plants better. And that's how abundance begins, not with a bank account, but with a mindset. A poor mind can't handle a rich opportunity. You've got to think abundance before you live abundance. You say, but Jim, I don't have much to be grateful for. Sure you do. You've got breath in your lungs, a brain that works, a pair of hands, some time left on the clock that's wealth. Start where you are, with what you have, and do what you can. You can't start at the top, but you can start climbing today. Here's another secret. Every time you say, I can't, you cancel a blessing. Replace, I can't afford it, with how can I afford it? Replace, I don't have enough with, what can I do with what I have? Those questions turn on your mind. They invite ideas. And ideas are the beginning of fortune. People ask me, Jim, how do I know if I'm on the right track? Here's the answer. If you're growing, you're on the right track. If you're learning, saving, planning, and becoming more valuable, you're on the right track. Progress is the proof. You don't have to be there yet, you just have to be moving. Now let's talk about personal responsibility. You can't hire someone else to do your push-ups for you. You can't pray someone else's discipline into your muscles. Responsibility is the price of greatness. Don't wish for a miracle, become one. Don't wait for opportunity, create it. Success is not in the waiting, it's in the working. See, the law of sowing and reaping is older than any government or religion. It says, if you sow, you shall reap. But it also says, if you don't sow, you don't reap. And that's fair. The harvest is not a mystery, it's a consequence. You can't plant nothing and expect something. You can't go to the bank and say, I've been thinking good thoughts about deposits. They'll smile politely and say, sir, that's nice, but you need a deposit slip. Prayer without action is like a field without seeds. It looks spiritual, but it produces nothing. Faith isn't meant to replace work, it's meant to inspire it. The farmer prays for rain, but he still plows the ground. He still gets up early. He still sharpens his tools. That's what faith looks like. Expectation backed by effort. You've got to discipline your disappointment too. Not everything you plant will grow, but enough will if you keep planting. The law is faithful. Keep giving value, keep improving, and eventually the rewards must come. The universe doesn't pay in fantasy. It pays in fair exchange. You can't trick it, but you can cooperate with it. Now listen, It's not the amount that matters. It's the attitude. If you have $50 and manage it wisely, you've already proven yourself ready for more. Wealth is an extension of stewardship. Don't wait for the millions to start behaving like a millionaire. Start with how you treat a dollar. Start with how you use your hours. Start with how you handle your word. Wealthy people and broke people get the same 24 hours. The difference is how they invest them. I used to think money made you rich. It doesn't. Character does. Money just amplifies who you already are. That's why personal development is the real miracle. If you grow your character, money will find its way to you. But if you skip the growth, even money can't keep you afloat. I've met rich people who are miserable because they mastered making money but not making meaning. So, stop asking for more money, start asking for more wisdom. Stop begging for a raise, start raising your standards. Stop praying for a break, start breaking your own limits. Life doesn't respond to desperation. It responds to preparation. Here's the challenge. Don't go to bed tonight without asking yourself, what did I learn today that increased my value? If the answer is nothing, that's the problem. Start filling the days with learning, gratitude, planning, and action. You can transform your whole life in a year if you decide that today. So I'll leave you with this for now. Success is predictable. Abundance isn't a mystery. It's cause and effect, seed and harvest, discipline and reward. The moment you stop begging and start building, life starts opening doors. The very act of becoming better sets forces in motion that money can't buy and luck can't stop. You don't pray for the light, you open the blinds. You don't beg for abundance, you prepare for it. And when preparation meets opportunity, that's called success. Now let's continue. You see, one of the greatest discoveries of my life was realizing that you don't need to change the world, you just need to change yourself. The world is fixed. It's been operating by the same laws for thousands of years. Summer always follows spring, winter always comes after fall, and opportunities always come after preparation. The question is, are you prepared? Because opportunity doesn't waste time with the unprepared. I used to complain about things, the government, the taxes, my boss, my luck. Then one day my mentor Earl Schoaf said, Jim, for things to change, you have to change. Don't wish for less problems. Wish for more skills. That was the day my life turned around. I realized the problem wasn't the government or the weather or the boss. The problem was me. I was the one who needed to grow up, wise up, and step up. You can't control the seasons, but you can control your planting. You can't control the economy, but you can control your philosophy. That's why Jim Rohn always said, your philosophy determines your life. It's not the wind that blows, it's the set of the sail that decides where you'll end up. Two people can face the same storm. One sinks, the other sails. The difference isn't the storm, it's the set of the sail. Your philosophy is what you think about, what you believe, and how you interpret life. If you believe life is unfair, it will be. If you believe opportunity hides from you, it will. But if you believe abundance is all around you, you start to notice doors you never saw before. You start to think differently. You start to act differently. And when you act differently, life begins to respond differently. That's why I say don't pray for miracles, pray for maturity. Because when you mature, you can handle more. A child can't drive a car even if you buy one for him. The problem isn't the car, it's the capacity. Success demands capacity. You've got to become bigger on the inside than the opportunity on the outside. Otherwise, the blessing will crush you. So, work harder on yourself than you do on your job. That's the secret. If you work hard on your job, you'll make a living. But if you work hard on yourself, you'll make a fortune. Read the books. Attend the classes. Surround yourself with people who make you think. Learn the skills that make you valuable in the marketplace. Don't spend major time on minor things. That's one of the tragedies of life, people spending most of their time doing things that don't matter and then wondering why nothing changes. You say, Jim, what if I fail? You're going to fail. We all do. Failure is not the opposite of success. It's part of success. Every failure carries the seed of equal or greater benefit, if you're wise enough to look for it. Don't curse your failures, study them. Don't hide your mistakes, learn from them. You can turn every loss into wisdom if you take the time to ask, what did I learn from this? Remember, you can't change the soil, but you can change the seed. You can't change the sun, but you can change your effort. You can't control the wind, but you can adjust your sails. That's what personal responsibility is all about. The day you stop blaming is the day you start winning. Now, let's talk about abundance. Abundance doesn't come to the complainer. It comes to the appreciator. The universe doesn't give more to those who shout louder. It gives more to those who appreciate deeper. Gratitude is magnetic, it pulls blessings toward you. A grateful heart sees opportunity, where an ungrateful heart only sees obstacles. Try this tonight before bed. Take out a notebook and write down 10 things you're grateful for. Do it for 30 days straight. I promise you, your attitude will change. Your energy will shift. You'll start noticing possibilities instead of problems. Why? Because gratitude opens your eyes to abundance that was already there. You don't get abundance by chasing it, you get abundance by recognizing it. If you can't be happy with $1, you won't be happy with $1,000,000. The same mind that complains about $10 will find something to complain about with $10,000. It's not the amount that changes you, it's the mindset. If you're ungrateful with a little, more will make you miserable. But if you're grateful with a little, more will multiply. Gratitude turns small things into big things. And generosity, don't forget generosity. Giving is the secret to keeping abundance flowing. Life gives to the givers and takes from the takers. You can't receive with closed fists. You've got to stay open, stay generous, stay in circulation. That's why wealthy people keep giving. They understand the law of sowing and reaping. If you want a big harvest, you've got to plant big seeds. Don't say, when I'm rich, I'll start giving. No, start giving now. Give a smile, a compliment, a helping hand, a small gift, a bit of your time. Giving keeps the soil of your heart fertile. It reminds you that you already have more than enough. The poorest man is not the one without money. It's the one without gratitude or generosity. Now here's another key. Act from abundance, not from fear. Some people act scared, stingy, suspicious. They're always afraid they'll run out. But here's the truth. Fear closes doors, abundance opens them. When you act like you have enough, you become a magnet for more. When you act like there's never enough, you repel opportunity. The world can feel your energy. So can people. Nobody wants to follow scarcity. People follow confidence, generosity, faith. So change how you walk into a room. Lift your chin. Smile more. Speak possibilities, not problems. Stop saying I'm broke. Start saying I'm building wealth. Stop saying I'm unlucky. Start saying I'm learning. The words you use shape the person you become. You can talk yourself into poverty or talk yourself into prosperity. And it starts with how you describe your life. Now, some people say, Jim, this all sounds good, but what about faith? I say, faith is not blind hope, it's earned confidence. Faith without preparation is fantasy. Faith is saying, I know the harvest is coming because I've planted the seeds. You can't sit in a dark room and pray for light. You've got to get up and flip the switch. That's called faith in action. And yes, faith works, but only when it's followed by discipline. The discipline to get up early, to read, to study, to save, to plan. The discipline to say no when it's easier to say yes. The discipline to keep promises to yourself. Discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment. Without it, all you've got is hope, and hope without action is helpless. Let me tell you something about money. Money is a mirror. It reflects your habits, not your prayers. If you handle a little poorly, the universe won't trust you with more. You can't trick the system. It's spiritual, mathematical, and moral all at once. The way you treat your small paycheck is the way you'll treat your big one. If you waste $10, you'll waste $10,000. If you save $1, you can save $100,000 because the habit is identical. So, stop saying, I'll start when I have more. Start now. Start with $1. Start with one book. Start with one kind word. The key to abundance is starting where you are. Every great fortune begins with someone saying, this is enough to start. And finally, remember this. Abundance is a system, not a surprise. It follows laws, the law of cause and effect, the law of sowing and reaping, the law of gratitude and growth. You can't skip the laws. You can't cheat the system, but you can cooperate with it. And when you do, life opens up in ways that look miraculous, but they're not miracles. They're results. You know, one of the best lessons I ever learned came from a simple phrase. Start from wherever you are with whatever you've got. Most people don't start because they think they need more education, more money, more connections, more confidence. But let me tell you something. You'll never have more until you start with less. It's not what you don't have that holds you back. It's what you think you need before you begin. I started with nothing. I was broke at 25, 2 pennies to rub together, creditors calling, promises broken, no direction, no plan. Then I met a man named Earl Schoaf who told me, Jim, success is not something you pursue. It's something you attract by the person you become. That one sentence flipped my life upside down. I stopped blaming circumstances and started building character. I realized that what I lacked in resources, I could make up for in resourcefulness. Don't wait to be wealthy to start thinking wealthy. Don't wait to be confident to start acting confident. Don't wait to have time to start learning, make time. Don't wait to have it all together to begin. Begin, and it'll start coming together. The way to change your life is to begin where you are. You don't need a perfect start. You need a sincere one. The people who get ahead in life aren't the ones with the best chances. They're the ones with the best choices. Every day, you get to choose how you think, how you speak, how you act. That's what builds momentum. Small choices repeated daily lead to big results eventually. That's why I always say, discipline weighs ounces, regret weighs tons. A little bit of discipline every day keeps you from carrying the heavy weight of regret later. Some people pray for a miracle, but the truth is, discipline is the miracle. Discipline is the difference between wishing and winning, between dreaming and doing. It's the daily decision to do what needs to be done whether you feel like it or not. You'll never always feel motivated, but you can always choose to be disciplined. Motivation fades. Discipline remains. See, success isn't one big leap. It's a lot of small, consistent steps. Read a few pages every day. Save a few dollars every week. Do a little extra for your employer. Spend a little more time with your family. That's how abundance grows, by compounding. Everything compounds. Effort, kindness, gratitude, savings, learning. And the best part? So does neglect. Neglect also compounds. It multiplies problems the way discipline multiplies results. Neglect your health for a week, and you'll feel it. Neglect it for a year, and you'll pay for it. Neglect your mind, and your world shrinks. Neglect your discipline, and opportunity passes you by. So be careful what you let compound. It's either making you or breaking you. Now, one of the greatest enemies of abundance is comparison. Don't compare your chapter 1 to someone else's chapter 20. You can't envy your way to success. Envy says, why them? Gratitude says, if it's possible for them, it's possible for me too. Don't let jealousy steal your joy or poison your effort. Your path is yours. Your timing is yours. Success is not a race, it's a rhythm. Another principle, abundance is attracted to order. Order your finances. Order your environment. Order your time. When you manage what you have, you make room for more. If your desk is a mess, your mind will be too. If your schedule is chaos, opportunity won't fit. Nature rewards organization. The ocean has tides. The sun rises on time. The planets follow patterns. Learn from nature. Order creates peace, and peace creates productivity. People say, Jim, I'm waiting for the right time. No, don't wait for the right time. The right time comes to the right person, the person who's ready. Opportunity doesn't wait for procrastinators. If you keep waiting for the perfect conditions, you'll wait forever. Act first, then adjust as you go. That's how winners move. They start imperfectly and correct intelligently. Let's talk about giving again. I can't emphasize this enough. Giving unlocks receiving. Whatever you want more of, start giving it. Want more love? Give love. Want more opportunity? Create opportunity for others. Want more kindness? Be kind first. Life echoes whatever you send out. Closed fists can't receive new blessings. That's why you have to stay open. Giving doesn't just mean money. It means attitude, energy, encouragement, and knowledge. The wealthiest people I know are also the most generous. They know that money is just a tool. It's not the goal. It's the fruit. The real goal is growth and contribution. A fulfilled life is one that gives. You can't take it with you, but you can leave a trail of value behind. You say, Jim, what if I give and people take advantage of me? Some will, but give anyway. Because you're not giving for them, you're giving for you. Giving keeps your spirit healthy. It keeps you detached from greed. And remember, not everyone will return what you give, but the law of sowing and reaping guarantees the return will come, often from unexpected places. Now here's something I've learned. You can't pray away poverty if you keep thinking poor. You can't attract wealth if you resent it. You can't build abundance if you despise those who have it. The energy of envy repels success. The energy of gratitude attracts it. That's why I say, celebrate other people's victories. When you see someone winning, smile and say, good for them, I'm next. That keeps your heart open and your mindset positive. Let me share something practical. Write down your goals every day. Yes, every day. Don't let them live in your head. Put them on paper. The paper is your mirror. It keeps you accountable. And make those goals clear, not, I want more money, but I will earn $100,000 by building a business that helps people. Clarity gives power. Vague goals produce vague results. Then, build a plan. A plan turns wishes into work. Ask yourself, what skills must I learn? Who must I meet? What habits must I form? And then start not next month, not next year, now. Because action is the proof of intention. You can't be rewarded for potential, only for performance. And remember, wealth doesn't come overnight. It's like a tree. You plant today, water tomorrow, and harvest years later. But every act of discipline is a seed. Every grateful thought is water. Every good habit is sunlight. And before long, the harvest shows up, quietly at first, then all at once. If you keep working on yourself, there's no way you can stay small. Growth demands expansion. As you grow, your circumstances must grow to match you. It's universal law. That's why I always tell people, focus less on making $1 million and more on becoming the kind of person who can earn and manage $1 million. When you become that person, the money becomes automatic. The truth is, wealth is not something you chase, it's something you deserve. And the only way to deserve more is to become more. Don't just ask, what can I get? Ask, what can I contribute? You'll find that when you give more value than you're paid for, soon you'll be paid more than you give. That's how the marketplace works. You see, prayer has its place, but action is its partner. Faith says, I believe, but discipline says, I'll prove it. And when belief meets action, abundance flows. That's the real secret. Gratitude, growth, and giving. That's the trinity of prosperity. Gratitude keeps your heart right. Growth keeps your mind sharp. Giving keeps your spirit alive. So tonight, before you go to bed, do a little reflection. Ask yourself, did I grow today? Did I give today? Did I live in gratitude today? If you can answer yes to those three, you're on the path. Because success is not an event, it's a lifestyle. You live it every day through your choices, your attitude, and your work. And if you keep doing that, abundance won't be something you chase, it'll be something you can't avoid. One of the biggest turning points in my life was when I realized that abundance doesn't come by accident. It's not a matter of chance, it's a matter of choice. Every day you make choices that either move you toward abundance or away from it. Choices in attitude, choices in discipline, choices in gratitude, choices in association. Every choice has a consequence. So if you don't like your income, your relationships, your results, look at your daily choices. They're painting the picture of your future. Here's something powerful to remember. Your life changes when you do, not when the economy does. Some people say, I'll start saving when I make more money. No, you won't. You'll start saving when you decide to save. It's never about the amount, it's always about the attitude. If you won't save $1, you won't save 1,000. The habit is identical, only the zeros change. That's why small disciplines matter, they build the identity of the person you're becoming. Abundance is not about accumulation, it's about identity. You don't get rich, you grow rich. You don't find success, you become successful. You don't receive abundance, you embody it. That means you have to change how you see yourself. If you see yourself as broke, you'll behave broke. If you see yourself as blessed, you'll behave blessed. And the world responds to how you behave, not what you wish. You see, money is just a magnifier. It amplifies who you already are. If you're generous when you have a little, you'll be generous when you have a lot. If you're careless with a little, you'll be careless with a lot. That's why Jim Rohn always said, become the kind of person money is attracted to. Work on your character, your habits, your reliability, your word. When you do, opportunity will start finding you. Let's talk about words for a moment. Words are powerful. They create worlds. If you keep saying, I'm broke, your mind starts to believe it, and your actions start to follow it. If you keep saying, I can't afford it, your brain shuts down all creativity. But if you say, how can I afford it? Your brain opens up. The question changes the chemistry. It unlocks solutions. Change your vocabulary and you'll change your results. Words are seeds, plant better ones. Another thing, don't underestimate the power of association. Who you spend time with determines what you start to believe. Spend time with complainers, you'll start complaining. Spend time with winners, you'll start winning. If you hang around 5 broke people, guess what? You'll be the 6th. But hang around 5 disciplined, motivated, positive people, you'll rise automatically. Your associations shape your expectations, and your expectations shape your outcomes. When I was broke, I realized I needed to change who I listened to. Poor thinkers gave me poor advice. They said, work hard, keep your head down, don't take risks. Rich thinkers said, work smart, lift your head up, take responsibility. Big difference. One keeps you stuck, the other lifts you higher. Don't take financial advice from people who are drowning. Don't let the small-minded tell you how big dreams should be. Now, let's talk about another law, the law of preparation. Opportunity comes to those who prepare for it. If you haven't been preparing, you won't recognize opportunity when it arrives. It'll pass right in front of you, and you'll call it luck when someone else grabs it. But it's not luck, it's readiness. You don't pray for a great opportunity. You prepare to handle one. Think of it this way. If you were God and you wanted to bless someone with abundance, who would you pick? Someone careless, wasteful, and complaining, or someone disciplined, grateful, and growing? It's easy to see why preparation is key. God doesn't waste blessings on those who can't carry them. You have to expand your capacity first. That's what personal growth does. It enlarges your vessel so you can handle more. I always say, the same rain falls on all of us. It's what you do with it that matters. Some let it puddle at their feet, others channel it into rivers. The difference is structure. You can't just hope. You must build systems in your life that catch and multiply opportunity. Systems of saving, learning, planning, serving. Discipline gives shape to blessing. Now let's talk about giving again, because giving is the proof that you trust the law of abundance. When you give, you're saying, I believe there's more where that came from. That's faith in action. When you hold tightly and never share, you're saying, this is all I'll ever have. And that's fear. Fear closes the pipeline of prosperity. Generosity opens it. So, make giving part of your identity. Give your time. Give your smile. Give your service. Give your knowledge. It's not just about charity. It's about character. You can't live a rich life with a poor heart. The more value you add to others, the more value the marketplace returns to you. And don't give to get, give to grow. When you make others better, you inevitably become better yourself. Another truth, success is not in the future, it's in the daily routine. People always ask, Jim, what's the secret? And I tell them, the secret is what you do every day. What you do occasionally doesn't change your life. What you do consistently does. The small things you repeat are what build your destiny. Wake up early. Plan your day. Read something positive. Save something. Invest something. Improve something. Those small daily disciplines separate the rich from the poor, the fulfilled from the frustrated, the calm from the chaotic. And remember, consistency is more important than intensity. It's better to read 10 pages a day for a year than 100 pages once. It's better to save $10 every week than $1,000 once a year. Discipline works through rhythm, not random bursts. The steady drip cuts through stone faster than the storm that passes once. You might say, Jim, that sounds slow. Yes, but success is slow before it's fast. The bamboo tree takes 5 years to break through the ground. For 5 years, nothing seems to happen. But in the 5th year, it shoots up 80 feet in 6 weeks. Why? Because during those years of waiting, the roots were growing deep. That's your life. The seasons of obscurity are building your foundation. Don't quit while you're planting, your bamboo season is coming. So be patient with your progress, but relentless with your discipline. Don't measure your day by the harvest you reap. Measure it by the seeds you plant. Some days will show no results, but the work is still compounding. Keep reading, keep saving, keep serving, keep improving, and one day you'll wake up in the middle of the life you once dreamed about. And let me tell you this, wealth is not about the bank balance, it's about the mindset. True abundance is the ability to live with peace, purpose, and gratitude, no matter the number in your account. The goal is not to have more money. It's to become the kind of person who can handle it with wisdom and generosity. Because if you can handle yourself, you can handle wealth. So as we move forward, make a promise to yourself tonight. No more waiting, no more begging, no more complaining. From now on, you'll take full responsibility for your future. You'll start acting from faith, not fear. You'll start thinking abundance, not lack. And every morning you'll remind yourself, the miracle is me. You're the farmer, the seed, and the soil. And when you start working all three, the harvest is guaranteed. Here's what I learned early on. Life doesn't respond to wishing, it responds to working. Every dream must be backed by discipline. You can pray all you want, but if your hands stay idle, the world stays silent. Success isn't waiting for divine permission, it's waiting for human participation. You've got to get involved in your own rescue. That's the Jim Rohn philosophy. Now, abundance isn't a mystery. It's a formula, and you are the variable. Every seed produces after its kind. If you plant corn, you don't get pumpkins. If you plant effort, you don't get excuses. The soil doesn't care what you plant, it simply returns what you sow. Life works the same way. If you sow laziness, you reap regret. If you sow discipline, you reap reward. The laws of sowing and reaping never fail. So, the question isn't, does it work? The question is, will you work it? Most people pray for harvest, but never plant. They hope for more, but never grow. They're waiting for a sign when the sign has been flashing for years. Start where you are. There's never been a better time than now. I remember when I was broke and behind on bills. I prayed, I complained, I hoped. Nothing changed until I changed. I started reading, studying, working on myself. I started showing up early, staying a little later, saving a few dollars instead of spending every one. Slowly but surely, things turned around. Because when you change, everything changes for you. It's not luck, it's law. Let me tell you something about wealth. Wealth begins in the mind, not the wallet. Some people think money will fix their problems. It won't. Money just amplifies who you are. If you're careless, more money will multiply your mistakes. If you're wise, more money will multiply your opportunities. That's why the first step to abundance is to develop yourself, grow your character, your wisdom, your patience. Wealth will chase you when you're worth being caught. And remember, the marketplace rewards value. It doesn't care how long you've been trying. It cares how much you've become. You can't get rich with old habits. You can't climb new heights with the same thinking that kept you low. You've got to raise your standards. Don't just ask, what am I getting? Ask, what am I becoming? Because what you become determines what you attract. Now, let's talk about focus. One of the greatest thieves of abundance is distraction. Every day, you're bombarded by noise phones, screens, opinions, trends. But successful people master the art of ignoring. They learn to say no to what doesn't serve their goals. You have to protect your attention like it's gold, because it is. Whatever captures your attention controls your direction. You can't be half committed and expect full rewards. You can't chase every shiny thing. Choose a goal, commit to it, and stay with it long enough to see results. The bamboo tree doesn't grow overnight. It grows underground for 5 years before it shoots up. During those 5 years, nothing seems to happen, but everything's happening beneath the surface. That's how success works. It's invisible before it's visible. Don't quit while the roots are forming. Another key is attitude. Your attitude is the magnet of your life. A positive attitude doesn't mean you ignore problems, it means you stay solution-focused while facing them. If you keep complaining, life will give you more reasons to complain. But if you stay thankful, life will give you more to be thankful for. Attitude shapes altitude. The higher your gratitude, the higher your perspective. I tell people, learn to see opportunity inside adversity. Every challenge hides a lesson. Every setback hides a seed. The problem is, most people stop digging too soon. Don't waste pain, convert it into wisdom. If something goes wrong, don't say, why me? Say, what's the lesson here? That mindset turns loss into leverage. And don't forget the power of generosity. Giving is proof you believe in abundance. You can't outgive the universe. When you give freely time, encouragement, value, you prove that you trust there's more coming. Giving opens the floodgates of opportunity. It keeps you in motion, and motion attracts miracles. Remember, closed hands can't receive. I once met a man who said, Jim, I can't give right now. I'm struggling. I told him, that's why you must give. Giving breaks the grip of scarcity. Even if it's a smile, a book, a helping hand, give something. Giving changes you. It keeps your focus on contribution instead of consumption. And people who contribute never stay stuck for long. Let's also talk about preparation. Opportunity always comes disguised as responsibility. You don't get promoted because you pray. You get promoted because you prepare. Preparation makes you ready for what you're asking for. If you're asking for more, show you can handle what you already have. Take care of your possessions, your schedule, your commitments. Life tests you with small things before trusting you with great ones. That's why I always tell people, don't just dream big, prepare big. Make yourself ready for what you want. Read the books that your future self would have already read. Develop the habits your dream lifestyle would require. Don't wait for opportunity to arrive. Make it comfortable to visit. And remember, discipline is a muscle. You build it daily. Every time you keep a promise to yourself, you strengthen it. Every time you do what's right instead of what's easy, you grow it. That's how success is built, not in one giant leap, but in 1,000 quiet choices that nobody sees. Now, some people say, Jim, I want to be rich. I say, good. But what does that mean to you? Because money alone isn't wealth. Wealth is freedom, peace, and contribution. I've met people with a lot of money but no joy, and that's not wealth. Wealth is living with purpose and gratitude. It's the ability to give, to grow, to serve, and to sleep peacefully at night. That's real abundance. And the foundation of all that is gratitude. Gratitude turns chaos into clarity. It turns a meal into a feast, a house into a home, a job into a blessing. It's impossible to be bitter and grateful at the same time. Gratitude keeps your heart light and your mind open. And when your mind is open, ideas start flowing. I tell young people all the time, you can't complain your way to the top. Success belongs to the grateful, not the grumbling. Start every morning by saying, thank you. Not because everything is perfect, but because everything is possible. Gratitude doesn't deny reality. It defines it. It tells life, I see the good, I'm ready for more. So here's your assignment. Pick one area of your life and bring discipline, focus, and gratitude into it. Just one. It could be your health, your finances, your work ethic. Give it 30 days. Track your effort. Watch what happens. You'll see a shift not because the world changed, but because you did. And when you begin to change consistently, abundance follows naturally. People will start to notice your energy. Opportunities will start to find you. It's not luck, it's law. The law that says, to those who are faithful with little, more will be given. So be faithful, be diligent, be grateful, and above all, be growing. Let's bring it home. You see, everything I've shared so far leads to one great conclusion: your life changes when you do. Not when luck visits, not when someone rescues you, not when the stars align. It happens the moment you decide to take full ownership of your results. The day you stop waiting for a miracle and start becoming the miracle, that's the day abundance begins to move in your direction. Most people never make that decision. They think success belongs to the lucky or the gifted. But luck is simply preparation meeting opportunity. Luck is when hard work finally gets noticed. And here's what I tell people all over the world. If you keep showing up, if you keep improving, if you keep giving, sooner or later life has no choice but to reward you, because the law of cause and effect never fails. So here's the formula: gratitude, growth, giving, and discipline. Mix those four and you can't lose. Gratitude keeps you humble, growth keeps you relevant, giving keeps you generous, and discipline keeps you consistent. Gratitude says, I already have enough. Growth says, but I can still become more. Giving says, let me share what I've learned. Discipline says, and I'll do it again tomorrow. That's the rhythm of a rich life. I've learned that prosperity is not an event, it's a rhythm, a heartbeat, a habit. It's the small things repeated long enough to produce something extraordinary. A few daily disciplines practiced every day. That's what transforms ordinary men into extraordinary successes. You don't need massive talent. You need steady effort. You don't need to start perfect. You just need to stay consistent. One of the greatest gifts you can give yourself is to think long-term. Everybody wants quick results, but life rewards patience. Think of the farmer again. He plants in spring, tends the crops all summer, and only harvests in the fall. You can't plant in the morning and eat in the afternoon. There's a season for everything: sowing, growing, harvesting. Your job is to honor the season you're in. Maybe you're in your planting season now. That's okay. Don't despise small beginnings. They're setting you up for big endings. Here's a philosophy I live by. Make measurable progress in reasonable time. If you're better this month than last, you're winning. If your attitude is improving, you're winning. If you're reading more, saving more, serving more, you're winning. Progress is success in motion. Success is not a destination. It's a direction. You just keep moving forward, step by step, day by day. Now, let's talk about attitude again, because attitude determines altitude. Your outer world is a reflection of your inner world. You can't expect wealth outside if you're bankrupt inside. If you're angry, bitter, or envious, you'll repel opportunities without realizing it. People are drawn to positive energy. They can feel when someone is genuine, grateful, and growing. So make your inner work your priority. You can't attract what you secretly resent. I remember once asking my mentor, Mr. Schoaf, how do I change my life fast? He smiled and said, Jim, change your philosophy first. Everything else follows that. He was right. Your philosophy, how you think about money, work, time, and relationships, that's the foundation of everything. If your philosophy is weak, success can't stand. But if it's strong, even setbacks can't destroy it. So I began studying daily. I read every good book I could find. I took notes. I listened to tapes in my car instead of music. I replaced gossip with gratitude and replaced entertainment with education. And little by little, my results changed because I changed. The more I learned, the more I earned. That's the equation. If you want to double your income, triple your learning. Knowledge compounds faster than interest. Now, people sometimes ask, Jim, what if I do all this and still fail? You won't fail, you'll learn. Failure is the tuition you pay for wisdom. Every setback is a seminar. Every disappointment is a teacher. You can either let it break you or build you. Don't curse the experience, harvest it. Ask yourself, what did this teach me about preparation, about patience, about priorities? That's how you turn adversity into advantage. And don't let fear stop you. Fear is the thief of dreams. It whispers, what if it doesn't work? Faith whispers back, what if it does? You can't let fear make your decisions. Fear is normal, but courage is doing it anyway. Remember, courage doesn't mean you feel no fear. It means you act in spite of it. Every successful person you admire felt fear but acted through it. So here's what you do. Take one small, bold step every day. Call that client. Post that idea. Apply for that job. Start that business. Read that book. Save that first dollar. Make that plan. It doesn't have to be perfect, it just has to be done. Action cures fear. Motion creates confidence. You can't steer a parked car, but you can adjust a moving one. And while you're on your journey, be kind to yourself. Growth is messy. Progress is rarely straight. There will be days you feel behind. There will be nights you question if it's worth it. That's okay, just don't quit. Winners get tired too, but they rest, not surrender. They pause, not abandon. They remind themselves why they started. So should you. Let me give you something practical to close with. If you really want to live the abundant life, do these 5 things daily. Express gratitude. Start your day by saying thank you for something specific. Gratitude rewires your brain for positivity. Feed your mind. Read 10 pages of a good book or listen to a great idea. Ideas are the food of the mind. Plan your day. Don't drift. Write down what matters most and do that first. Serve someone. Give value. Help someone without expecting anything in return. Reflect before bed. Ask, what did I learn today? What can I improve tomorrow? Reflection turns experience into wisdom. Do those 5 things for 90 days and watch what happens. Your thinking will elevate. Your confidence will rise. Your results will improve. Because success doesn't come by wishing, it comes by working these small, consistent habits. And remember this, abundance is not about possessions, it's about perspective. You can have little and live richly, or have much and live poorly. Wealth is not about what's in your hands. It's about what's in your heart. It's about who you've become. Because when you become the right kind of person, wealth, peace, and purpose all find you naturally. So stop praying for money. Start thanking for opportunity. Stop begging for blessings. Start building the habits that attract them. Stop waiting for miracles. Start being one. Every time you wake up early, every time you save a dollar, every time you learn something new, you're creating miracles in motion. And never forget this. Life is designed to reward progress, not perfection progress. The smallest step forward still counts. Every day you keep the promises you make to yourself, your confidence grows. And with confidence, everything becomes possible. So go home tonight and write it down. This is my season to grow. Because it is. Not next year. Not someday. Now. The soil is ready. The sun is shining. And the seed is in your hand. Don't waste another sunrise waiting for permission. Give life your best effort and watch how it begins to respond. Because when you change, everything changes. When you grow, abundance grows with you. And one morning, you'll wake up and realize you've become the person you once prayed to be. That's not magic. That's the harvest of daily discipline, steady gratitude, and consistent giving. That's the Jim Rohn philosophy. Simple, timeless, true. Stop asking for the harvest. Start planting the seeds. Stop praying for wealth. Start becoming worthy of it. Stop waiting for opportunity. Start preparing for it. And above all, stop hoping for change. Be the change. The day you do, everything else will follow.